Mari Carmen, over to you.
Hi, now that you're mentioning this, Radmila, it reminds me of something that happened yesterday in a group of teens. There was only 2 kids. The one I had before, and he never put the camera on, like me, I suppose. And I asked him yesterday to do so. And there was a bit of a difference between their levels. And we did the one activity, 8 minutes. And I don't know why I chose to go straight to the topic. And the topic was about whether you agree or not on wearing a uniform at school. Mm-hmm. And I have to confess that I didn't do my job well, because I know I'm supposed to do 3 activities, but what happened there, how they got activated, I just let them go. There was only 2, and they were actually on the camera raising their hands with a finger like this, like, I want to talk next, I want to talk next. And it was just 2 of them. And from thinking that, you know, they were like struggling a little bit with the first activity instructor, to being activated like they did with this topic. They wouldn't stop talking. They just, everything that they had learned in English from before just came out right there. And they were like, kept on talking and kept on talking. I was amazed of how they got activated and how the whole magic happened simply by continuously working on something. And I think that was an incredible experience.
Then how can you not think that you are changing someone's lives, education in general, etc.? It's an amazing experience. It's an amazing testimonial, this one.
I applauded them. I've never done that to any student, and I applauded them. And I don't know if I should say this because it's a bit tacky, but I had tears in my eyes because I was amazed. I was really amazed.
And maybe you are changing their lives as we speak.
Well, the one responsibility, I really wanted to give my opinion, but I didn't, because I have to be respectful above all, so I can activate them to think, and that's what I like, for them to know that always under the umbrella of respect, whatever they think is good and just as good. Without the umbrella of respect, it's better not to think and go to the zoo. But they did so, and it was incredible. I mean, really, a hell of an experience. And above all is that I saw that they didn't realize how much they had inside, how much English they knew. Mm-hmm. So simply by putting on the table something that interests them, all of a sudden their good English comes out amazingly. And obviously that's a product of a work on daily basis. So it definitely works. And that is such an enjoyment. It's unbelievable.
Okay. Now, can you please say, and I know that it's a bit tacky, but can you please say for me, Mari Carmen, I'm changing the education right now. I'm changing the world.
Well, I do believe so, but with this, I would say that, okay, I'm changing the education, okay, but I will admit that only adding to it that you change the world and the education when there is respect in opinions. So going back to Twitter, it's great, but what's freedom of speech? What's freedom of education? For me, it's only one thing, is to let people know that they can think by themselves. And with respect, all the ideas are good. I don't care what they're about. With respect, they're all good. So education, for me, it's the freedom of thoughts. Then the tool comes, which is obviously be able to speak and communicate. But the essential thing here for me is you are free to think.
That is also something that you can educate. Mm-hmm. The freedom of speech, of course. And for that, and I know what I'm talking about because I was raised in my first school years in a system that we didn't have freedom of speech. And I can tell you, I know how important that is. And this is also something that we educate. Okay. But really, guys, I want you to imagine for a second, really close your eyes, or don't close your eyes, but just imagine for a while a school full of students of A. And now believe it, you are making it happen right now with your classes. You are changing lives.
And now talking about my own pocket, then yes, as I've realized in the past few weeks, it's what makes a difference is actually being an active member of a society, meaning like active member of Oxinity as society, as a micro society, and I'm being also an active member of a bigger society, meaning you know, what's happening around myself. And yeah, and again, I have to say I agree with Georgina, but I understand you, Radmila, as well, because my formal education starts the same way as yours, without any ability of having my own opinion or being able to express it. But at the same time, I do agree that being a teacher is more like being like it's like it's a calling. It's not a profession, and yeah, just by doing my very best.
Sure you are, but you've had an academy and you know both perspectives. So here the point is just a very simple idea that we are developing, and I want to make it clear again, and then you can ask me how to do that. But the idea is that if you count just on your hours, then you have very limited growth. You have no growth. This is very simple idea. So when you realize that there is much more than your hours, everyone's hours put together, then you realize that actually that sum of hours equals a service that goes much further than your reach. Okay, this is the first thing that we can do. So yeah, you can have the business of the language school, you can be a teacher, but you can also have the business of the language school. You have the tools, and you can choose to do that. You have the opportunity. If you have the opportunity, use it, because then the satisfaction is going to be bigger. Okay, so just remember that a business that is based on limited hours is very, very poor, very well, has a reduced reach. It's a ruin. A business that is based on unlimited hours has unlimited growth, unlimited potential.